Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. We can't play Guess What's in the Box, can we? It's got a picture on every side of the box. I was hoping one side would be blank, but it's pretty obvious what it is anyway. But before we start, that's my little gadget that's in here, and it stays in here. This is where it lives. That says 90% humidity. So that's one. This one I've just brought in out of the lounge. That says 74% humidity. Yeah, I've only just literally brought it through the door. So we'll put that one up. You can go up there. And then the last one, which is one of the older ones, that's come out of the kitchen. And that says 64% humidity. Now, those two last readings, the 74 and the 64, are probably okay. The lounge would be a little bit higher because this door's been open. It's been open for a couple of hours now. What is it, 11:45? Yeah, it's been open at least 2 hours. So some of the humidity out of here would have gone into the lounge. There would have been an air exchange, but not so much in the kitchen. So 64 for the kitchen. Let's go and put that somewhere else. I want to spread these around basically. So that one's gone over there. Right, let's see what's in the box then. I've never owned a dehumidifier before, so I haven't got a clue what to expect, apart from the fact I picked it up and it's heavy. Quite heavy. I believe it's on wheels. It didn't say there was any assembly to do, so if there are wheels, let's hope they're on there and I haven't got to fix them on. But we shall see. Another load of packing to go to the dustbin. Right, now we've got to try and get it out. Is this going to lift off? Yes, good. Right, so that's that bit. There'll be another piece like that in the bottom. So probably the best way to get this out is to tip it. As I said, it is heavy. Actually, let's put it down on the ground, because there should be handles of some sort. I should be able to pick it up. Would there be handles on it? If there is, I can't see them. No handle. Well, there it is. I've got the handle. There is one. Oh. And the wheels are fixed. Good. Right, that's our continuous drainage tube. This is the thing that men don't need, the instructions. We'll have a look. I used to think, it'll be obvious, but nowadays I tend to sort of think, yeah, well, maybe we'll just have a quick look. We won't have a thorough read, that's for sure. Right, so that's all the component parts. Get rid of these strappy things. Get the rubbish out of here. That's no longer wanted. Right. Because there could be some things that need to be removed, like there could be a cover on the filter. So, right. For your safety. Let's have a look then. Da, 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 da. Right, operational instructions. Quick glance. Right. So we've got some tape to remove. One of these is going to release the water tank and the other one's going to release the filter. So that's all good stuff. Right, so the filter is in there. Well, I don't need to take it out at the moment. I just wanted to see if there's any sort of covering over it that needed removing. You often get, like on a fridge, they put a covering over things to protect it. Washing machines tend to have a stabiliser, stop it all wobbling around. And then this should be water tank, which it is. Jolly good. Nothing covering up the top. The only thing I will have to look at is the continuous drainage, but I don't need to do that now. I can do that another time, because I will set that up. Otherwise, you know, I'd be reluctant to leave it overnight. This doesn't seem to want to go back in now, having come out easily. Why don't we go back in easily? Yeah, we do. It's odd that the cable should get in the way. So I'm just trying to work out, is the cable supposed to come out there? Which I suppose it is. But they're making this very difficult, getting to the point where it's annoying. This should just slide in and out. It shouldn't be difficult. It's not lining up properly, that's the problem. Why isn't it lining up properly? It'll be me. That's better. And this should slot under there, like that. Jolly good. Something like that anyway. Right. Shall we turn it on? Ah, now I can see the problem. The problem is that the mains cable's in there and it needs to come out. So obviously something needs to lift off, doesn't it? Which is that. Yeah, it's not going to work with the mains plug in the water tank, inside the water tank. That's not going to work so good, is it? See, now I'm sure if I read the instructions it would have told me all about that. Right, let's get this back on. Now it should just slide in nicely. But it's really difficult to line up. It shouldn't be. There we go. Jolly good. Right. I bet this is going to make a loud noise. The air cleaner was supposed to, it said, super quiet function. Yeah, look like hell. I can hear it in the kitchen with this door closed. Right. Of course I've changed all the plugs now. I've got no... I've taken away all the extension leads and everything, so we'll just have to pull this one across for a minute. Just to get some power. Right. That'll do. For now. Right, and then all the operation is on the top. So we've got a child lock, speed, timer, that's the one we want, power. It's not too noisy, I can put up with that. Now, what I was interested in, now I do need to put it down on the floor. Ugh. Right, I'll turn the camera around so I can see what's going on. Now that says that the humidity in here is 77. That one up there says 78. That's not a bad match, is it? Now the other two, the humidity on those little units take quite a long time to adjust. Yeah? So this is the one that's been in here all the time. That's the one that says 89, so it's wrong. That's the bit I was after. So my humidity is not as high in here as I've been imagining. Now this one is coming up. That was in the lounge. That's coming up from 74. It's got to 78, which is the same as this. Now the other thing I've got to do is look at we've got speed. So it's got a slow speed and a fast speed. It's got a timer, which I'll have a play with. I don't need to do that. And then the humidity set. It's currently set to 50. It goes in fives. So how do you get it to go down again then? It just rolls over. When you get to 80, it rolls back down to 35. 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Right, so it's on 60. It says the humidity in here is registering 78. Now what's the mode? Easier to read this than play with it, wouldn't it? Somewhere there's normally a picture with the... There we go, air inlet control panel. 3-coloured digital display. The colour on the front reflects how far off it is from where you've set it. So it's currently reading red, yeah, so it's not happy, which is good because it needs to come down. Right, water tank, visible water level. There won't be much in there yet, will there? It's funny actually, the unit is back to front. It's a design thing that's just fundamentally wrong in design terminology. To view the water tank is around the other side of the unit, but the pretty lights and the display are this side of the unit. Duh! It'd be better if you could see it all from the front view or back view or whichever. So continuous drainage I'll have to look at. Out of direct sunlight, avoid excessive shock or vibrations, avoid excessive dust, don't stick it in a cupboard. Well, yes, mind you, that's where you wanted to dehumidify. Operate this unit in an ambient temperature between 5 and 32 degrees centigrade. Well, if it gets down below 5 in here, there's something gone very wrong, so we should be okay. Right, settings. What's mode? Auto mode, continuously drying. When environmental humidity plus or minus 2, the fan starts working. There's a sleep mode. Timer, I probably won't use the timer, I'll probably just switch it on and off manually, but I'll need to know how it works. Just cycles between. Hold this function for 3 seconds to turn on or off the child lock. Yeah, because the child had never worked that out. Water tank's got an alarm on it. Emptying the water tank. It's all pretty straightforward, quite honestly, which is good. We like straightforward. So what we need to do now is shut the door, because we're trying to dehumidify not only this place but the lounge as well, because the door's open. So we'll shut that round, and well, that's it. As I say, it's on high speed, and that's on low speed at the moment. Now it's on high speed, and as I said, it's set to go down to 60%. It'll be interesting from my point of view to see how long it takes to go from 78, which it's currently reading, down to 60. It'll be very interesting to know. So that's what we'll do then. The only thing I need to do is this mode. Let me just have a look at the pretty picture again, because if it's switched to continuous, I think you're effectively overriding the settings, which I don't want to do. Mode, auto mode. Right, you can set it to continuous. It's not on continuous at the moment. I think it's on auto mode. It's a matter of looking at the lights. Right. That's on continuously drying mode. That's on sleeping mode, which we don't want, because that goes down to the low power one. And then that goes over to humidity set. So those are the three levels, and it was on the one I wanted. Right, that explains that. Right, so it will use the humidistat that's built in, plus or minus 2 to 3%. So I've got it set to 60, so when it drops down to 57, when it drops down to 57, it'll shut down. Then it will come back up, and if it gets to 63, it'll kick on again. Basic function. So right, what we need to do now is leave it to do its thing and watch these three. So that one now says 75. When it came in it said 74, so that's gone up one. That's allowable. That one's going down, and that one over there is still climbing up. So in theory, when this cuts out at whatever it is, 57, 60%, depending on how fast it works, these should all read the same thing if they're actually accurate, which I don't think they are. Right, so there we go, a new toy to play with. Let's get it in the more central in the room. And we'll see, just leave it and see how it does. I've finished my watering in here today, I've wiped the floor over. I've emptied the drip trays because I've watered the mounts. So, you know, the humidity is higher at the moment than it would be normally because the floor's still wet where I wiped it. The trays have still got a few bits in, but that evaporates quite quickly. We'll see how it does. This is an expensive item relative to the kit that I bought, yeah? The only thing it's not as expensive as the one that puts the humidity back in the room. The actual humidifier, Hurricane Henry, was over twice the price of that. But relative to the things I've had to buy, this is still quite an expensive item. It uses a fair bit of power as well. You know, at the moment it still says 78, it hasn't moved yet. I don't know how long it's going to take to actually dehumidify this place down to where I want. But it's not going to do it with this door wide open, I suspect. So let's get it closed down in here. And it is now just gone 12 o'clock. Is it? Crikey, where did the morning go? It's just gone 12 o'clock. We'll see at what point that shuts off. Yeah, when it gets it down to 60. And we'll see, do I want it at 60? Temperature in here is about 18 degrees. See, that one says nearly 18, that one says over 18, and that one says 19. So it's around 18 degrees. So 60% humidity at 18 degrees, I'll be happy with. Let's leave it alone and see how it goes. And in a future video, I'll do an update on how it runs. You know, how long it takes, how often it cuts in. You know, all that sort of stuff, because I'll keep my eye on it now. But for now, let's just leave it be, as they say. See you next time. Another new toy to play with. There's more toys out here than anywhere in the rest of the house, still. One day, this will settle down, this new place, and things will be fine again. But it's not quite fine at the moment. We're still playing with it. See you next time. Thanks for dropping by.